Hey everybody. It's no real comfortable or good way to start this, so let's just jump right in. If you don't know what's been happening over these last few weeks, Andy Signor was fired almost 3 weeks ago after multiple women came forward on social media with allegations of sexual harassment and abuse. This was news that was a shock to all of us. Andy was, for I think everyone here, not just our boss, but someone that we counted as a friend. And we found out overnight that he was not the person that we knew or that we thought he was. And it's taken a lot of time for us to process that, to ask the questions that need to be asked, and to feel comfortable coming forward and just talking to you guys and being able to say everything that is in our brains and that we want to get across. First and foremost, I want to say that, I think all of us have been very encouraged and heartened and really touched by the support that the fans have shown us personally. And I think we would all just ask that you return that support tenfold to every woman who's been brave enough to come forward and share her story. This is something that's happening all over Hollywood right now and has been happening everywhere. And the only way that these things stop happening is for people to be brave enough to speak out and come forward. So any support that you've shown us is great, but we also ask that you share that with everyone who's come forward, not just about Andy, but anyone who shares a story about anybody. This is an important change. It's a change that needs to happen. And people coming forward is what makes that happen. Andy is fired. Andy's gone. He will not be coming back. We'd be lying to say that Andy wasn't a big part of Screen Junkies, but Andy is not Screen Junkies. And I hope that we can help rebuild a lot of the trust that was lost because so many of the people that came forward were from our fan community. And we recognize that for someone so close to all of us to betray that trust, that's really heartbreaking. And we hope that we can help rebuild that. So we're going to talk about some things. And we always, of course, want to hear what the community has to say. And this is step one of a really long road toward hopefully building something bigger and better going forward. So,
yeah, and we are aware that in addition to the horrific betrayal of trust to the community that we really do love and care about, there were serious questions about how Defy HR in particular, handled the women who came forward and their cases. And we took that very, very seriously. And we gathered together and took our times. This is why we have not been here. This is why we have not been making videos. We met with each other. We met with Defy. We outlined steps forward to ensure that this would not happen again. And that is our number one goal. These steps include a third party coming in to assess what happened and provide an outline of procedures forward that make it safe for women to come forward, that looks at what could have been done better, what can we do in the future, and that provides hopefully a pathway to rebuilding trust in this community.
Yeah. So basically, those minimum sets of expectations we laid out have been met. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here today. And you can read about them. I assume there's like a link below or something to the effect of the public statement that talks about this third party coming in. Talks about we're all getting sexual harassment training, not just managers at the company. We're going to have a code of conduct for how we can interact with fans that, in essence, should make it easier to make sure that people who violate that fan personality relationship can be suspended or fired much quicker than they were. And yeah, we hope to maybe now make some more positive changes just on the channel itself to just make this a better place. Certain things will be the same. I think Honest Trailers is going to continue until the entropic heat death of the universe. It'll always be around as long as Screen Junkies is around. The rest of the stuff, we're figuring it out. We welcome your input. We're all having these discussions of what to do with everything else. We want to come back better. It's not all going to come back right away. In fact, the first couple episodes of SJU, which if you guys don't watch, it's on Screen Junkies News, will be different in tone, and we're going to have some conversations in public that we've been having in private before we get back to our regular scheduled programming. But yeah, we hope that this can, after all the hurt and all the pain that he's caused so many people, that we can maybe move forward and make Screen Junkies a better place than it was.
Yeah, he sort of on that note, he broke something that we all love at this table, that we know you guys love, and you've made that very clear, and we hope we can sort of build that into something better. So yeah, echoing that, we'll be approaching some semblance of normalcy, slowly. It's going to be a slow transition back in. I think we all agree it would feel fake if tomorrow we just gave you a Geostorm review. So yeah, we're gonna there's gonna be sort of some special videos of things that we want to talk about, and then but that won't be it. We're sort of a part of this process. We're committed to it. Screen Junkies is going to be a little more, I guess, a part of the world. I don't know how else to put it. And
I'll just I'll echo everything that you guys said, and it's been a difficult time, but we're hoping to move forward now, and stronger and more aware, and and just in a safe environment. And I've been here for 5 years, over 5 years here at Screen Junkies. I'm lucky to be a part of this community, and thank you to everyone who's been reaching out, and there have been a lot of kind words, and we've really heard from the fans. So I just want to do right by the fans, because you guys have just helped us create something that's really cool and fun, and I look forward to continuing and getting back to the good times. I appreciate everyone knowing and understanding that we needed to take this time.
Well, and how, we've been here, we started basically the same day. We've been here over 5 years together working. Yeah. And I think something else that I think a big motivating factor, because we all had some very serious questions on our own about what do we do? What can we do? Do we even want to come back? And I think so much of what brought all of us back was the idea of, sexual abuse and harassment is something that is finally, there's a spotlight on it, and it's not going to go away. But I think there's also a spotlight being put on the wider scope of just abuse and harassment in this industry and just in general. And I think what we want to do is not just rebuild the channel, but help make this a community that is more accepting, that is a place where people feel comfortable coming in. We've heard from so many fans in the last few years that have said, hey, I used to comment on your videos, or I used to be involved and engaged, and I just can't do it anymore because I feel like I'll be attacked. I feel like, that I can't be a part of the discussion. And that's something that we want to focus on as well, is we want this to be a place for movie fans to come and talk about movies and learn and grow and have their love of film appreciated and nurtured and not yelled at. And so we are going to be setting some internal standards, just communities guidelines that we kind of help us foster the community that we want to build. And we are taking the burden on ourselves to look at some of what we've done and said, hey, there were some things we did that invited divisiveness and that invited, argument. And that's not what we want. So we're even looking at ourselves and saying, like, what can we do better to make this not a place for, disagreement, but a place for sincere discussion and conversation. and I think that's certainly what brought me back, was the chance to take this and
Really do it
learn
right.
from it, and we have a chance to rebuild this community in a way that we think is going to be very positive and better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the goal, is to take this and create any measure of good that we can out of it. So thank you again from all of us, I think, to just sticking with us and being patient, and kind of having faith as we worked our way through this. It took some time, and it's going to be an ongoing process, but we'll be back.
Yeah. I mean, believe me, I want to get back to having fun again, but we needed to. I mean, I think we were all just like, it was a gut punch, and it required time to heal and talk about, and make sure that nothing like this, can happen in the future.
Yeah, we're going to go back to building this channel and help trying to repair this, and we hope you'll join us.
See you guys soon.